Back in 1990, the story of Kimberly Burgala stunned the nation. She was the first of 6 Florida dental patients who said that their dentist had infected them with the AIDS virus. The dentist died of AIDS. Kimberly died, as have 2 of the other patients. All of the patients, claiming they couldn't have gotten AIDS any other way, sued the dentist, his estate, and his insurance companies. And they've collected so far an estimated $10 million in out-of-court settlements. The case made a lot of us worry about going to our own dentists, and it made us wonder about how it could happen. Concerns like these helped launch a national campaign to test all healthcare workers for AIDS, with Kimberly Burgala making an emotional plea before Congress.
I did nothing wrong, yet I'm being made to suffer like this. My life has been taken away. Please enact legislation so that no other patient or health care provider will have to go through the hell that I have.
At that time, I was the chief professional advisor for the largest dental and medical catalog supply company in the world, Henry Schein, Inc. Early in my career, I published books and tapes using my knowledge of the behavioral sciences, including the Overcoming Your Fear of the Dentist program, and for this company, Dentistry in the Age of AIDS. By then, I had published dozens of scientific articles. Because of this case and my background, the company sent me on a lecture circuit between 1990 and 93 when I personally trained nearly 30,000 healthcare professionals in the psychology and clinical practices of infection control. But the government and my employer did not like my research. The controversy I created by publishing reports that conflicted with what officials were saying, based on my use of the FBI's official methods and materials, resulted in my corporate dismissal and blacklisting from lecture circuits of all dental and medical associations. Because of this, you might think I have an axe to grind, or that I'm biased against the government. Some people, especially health officials, dismiss my credibility because I began my career as a dentist, even though I received advanced degrees, one from Harvard University in public health, behavioral science, and 2 more doctorates since then. In short, I have been character assassinated sufficiently to say it is easy to assassinate a messenger. It is a lot harder for intelligent people to dismiss an honest, well-documented message. Hello, I'm Dr. Leonard Horowitz. What you are about to watch is a documentary critical of the roles national leaders, trusted medical doctors, and the Central Intelligence Agency have played in advancing the war on cancer, the war on AIDS, and now the war on bioterrorism. This controversial program examines the wars in which we have invested from an alternative perspective. The purpose of this film is to help explain how and why we have technologically advanced yet declined in health, freedoms, and quality of life. Currently showing on televisions around the world via satellite is the United States Department of Health and Human Services History of Bioterrorism. This program, featured in a new 24-hour preparedness programming network, was co-produced with the Department of Homeland Security with the CIA's involvement. It is said to be an educational encouragement to prepare you and your family for threatened, virtually impending catastrophes, especially bioterrorist and nuclear attacks. The network's featured documentary provides the opportunity to critically examine whether or not officials representing our government are telling us enough of the truth to make informed choices impacting life or death. Many critical choices now need to be made. The government explains this for your health and safety. Without honest information, your decisions might literally kill you or your loved ones. That's why this program is so important. This documentary provides honest messages, proven with visible documents, reflecting the most disturbing political and scientific history ever recorded. Controversial as this is, it is also sufficient for your needs to gain a balanced view that government officials are not providing, and be well informed and thereby empowered to make several life-saving decisions that health officials are now encouraging you to make.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you, duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover. This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education Association.
If you are my age, you might recall during the 1950s and early 60s, school children throughout America were required to brace themselves beneath their desks at schools in defense of a Cold War nuclear weapons attack. I remember as a child how completely absurd this was in the event a nuclear bomb were to explode within 100 miles of my classroom, as I was shown repeatedly the devastating effects relayed by television and movie theater newsreels. The waves of destruction spread hundreds of miles around Ground Zero, leaving nothing but ashes and debris. Only recently did I learn that those civil defense procedures were generated by nuclear weapons industry leaders in collaboration with our elected officials, who pledged this defense of our nation was required to maintain the world's balance of powers, economic stability, and military might.
First, you'll have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready. It looks something like this. There is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you are not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer.
This documentary examines the government's latest efforts to get you to duck and cover. It exposes the CIA and puppet politicians operating as prostitutes for multinational corporate criminals, behind whose policies for preparedness lies genocide.